I was like, it's like, why isn't it working? And then for some reason, Twitch default to just not having play button hit. Okay, well that works. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take it that it's working considering I see chat, but that's not working. So whatever. All right. Let's just make a tweet and the DA. There we go. Happy Tuesday. Still don't know why it's not working. Okay, I've set to reload it. That's fine. Let me know if the music's too loud. I never know. Actually, I don't even know. Did I turn this up? This seems louder than normal. Yeah, that's fine. Yay. I have coffee. Always wondrous thing. Stream time, Tuesday, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm actually working on this wondrous project. Hello. Did want to give a reminder if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And if they're watching this at some later date on YouTube or something, where's the ground? Feel free to ask any questions in the it's kind of bugging me that I can't figure out this. There we go. Just feel free to ask any questions you want in the comments, and I'll try to get to them as well. Anyways, so what was I? I think. Oh yeah, it's kind of. I think I've just figured out what to do this. I'm working on the same Crackle video that I've been working on for about 2 months too long. But it's actually getting pretty close to done because this part's already kind of animated, and I just gotta. This is the only one that needs a lot of the major stuff. All the rest is actually pretty done. If anything, I could probably start some cleanup stuff just to try to. My brain went in a whole different 180 with something to try to do, but let's try to see if I can do some cleanup here and potentially start rendering. So, because like I know, let's see here. There's not. Because I just kind of had a thing of like, well, I could try to put like leaves blowing. I don't know why my brain suddenly just went this way about having some kind of leaves blowing in the wind, but then I'd have to actually animate all the hair blowing in the wind, and I would have, and then the trees being stationary would be awkward. So I think I will pass on that. Way too much work. So okay, now that I get to do my rechecks here, so I'm gonna say that this one. Is there anything else the sky can do here? Not really. If anything, I can maybe add detail to the sky just by shrinking it down. Oh, okay. So you're asking about how I did. So at the end, you're talking about. Oh, I did that in post, or I did that. I guess not in that version. This one. It's not even in that one. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, I had it called YouTube because it was my backup. Okay, here we go. Let's try that. These orbs. Okay, I thought I had it in the other ones too, but no, that actually was done in post. That was not done in After Effects. There's no way that I know of how to do that in there, so that's why I kind of started this opening. Yes, Ponyville 2014, I believe is what it's called. Is the name of the map. I just got to tell it where the other video file is. I moved into a storage drive, and therefore it doesn't know where it is anymore. It's just not a drive I use much, so it's not spinning. Oops. Trying to remember to grab the right one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, it should fix the rest of it then. Or most of it anyway. Alright, so this would be this part. So yeah, to get the effect... There we go. I have a couple different things here. So there's actually quite a bit of different things I added here. Yeah, let's leave it. I think that's all of them for this one. Yeah. So this one I can put on. But so this is the lens flare that's added, and if you look at it without the video, that's what After Effects is adding. What I did is I took and added just a lens flare, or added in a lens flare, which had it with the black background. Then, or the black background is the other bit on there, so that'll be over it. But if you just add it in like it is, this is what it will look like. And this is a very red sun, so if I were to keep this, it would look like this. That's not really telling for what the color actually is. Especially having all these other colors, it didn't feel right. So I added a photo filter of an orange, which went on top of that and made it that orangish color, which still, some of these were still a little bit different colors, but it still went that theme of that hard orange. And then from there, it was, I just have two keyframes here, so I just have it moving. So you can see its center, it's right there. And then as it moves, you can see that it just moves. And I try to stay with that one point. I didn't like try to track it or anything, because tracking usually going to be wobbly a little bit. Doing that, even if it's not perfectly on center, gives a nice flat straight motion from A to B. And I think I only have it move till there. Yeah, because that's when the videos cut out are done anyway. So that's the lens flare. But I did go through because I didn't like the coloration that this gave on its own. So I have this, which is, I forgot exactly what this was, but it was, I believe, another photo filter. No, a Gaussian blur. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like I added an orange. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so this is just an orange shape that I put on there. So just like it's just a. This is what it is. It's just a black, or a straight up big square of orange. I gave it a Gaussian blur so that it faded out the edges. And then I had it go with a overlay or a blending mode of color burn. So it just gave the colors a much stronger, harsher color in the background there, but I didn't want it covering the whole thing like that. I only wanted it from that corner, so that's why the shape is actually just covering this one bit. So you can see if I move it away, it changed the color. And then that with the lens flare. So gave a much harder orange. So without, so. But yeah, so there are better lens flares you can get out there, but like sometimes you have to spend like $100 to like get the who do they call it? Video Copilot, I think it is. They have a really nice one, but I don't want to spend the money for it. So yeah. But it's the same effect I used on a couple different things. There's another one. Well, that was I can't remember that one. But there's another one I used here It's the same effect that was crossing here. I just had a more yellow color to it. Actually, I like the use of this one more. Helps create a connection from one side to the other. Without it, it just felt plain. But anyways, I'll keep this open for a bit, so if you have any other questions on it. But yeah, that's essentially all it is. Yeah, I was going to shrink this. Yeah, I do like the detail more with that. I think I gotta spin it a little bit to its left. Yeah, that feels better. And I think it feels like it might be moving too quick. Because the point is to make it feel like there's distance, but if I make it move too fast, it's going to lose that perception. I'm going to keep how it was. I want the little bit of the extra movement. Okay. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both these cameras, or both these. This is actually going to be the main camera, because I don't want any fade. Because I don't want to run a situation like this where you can kind of see a Lyre a little bit through the camera. I don't even know if the stream is going to show it, but I don't want any of it showing, so I'm going to have a separate camera that I'll render to, but I want to make sure I keep my references. Oops. The sun glare, if you're talking about the extra effect of that line that goes across, no, that was actually a particle I made in After Effects. That's not in After Effects, a particle I made in SFM. And that's just the it's just the effect here. It causes a glow in the center and a line that comes across. And that one is available on my DA for download. But otherwise, just the other lens flare I put in here is it comes with After Effects, so it's not like a special download or anything. Let me see if I have the particles of a download, and it comes with a video on how to use it. Do I have it on featured? It wouldn't have been this far down. Nope. There we go. Okay. I don't see me changing the camera on this one, so I'm going to take care of this one right away. Wait, this wasn't... Oh, I did call it fade. I thought I called it no fade for a second there. So make sure I get the peak of the brightness that's right there. Okay. Because I'm going to have to make sure that I, at least for the most part, cover almost every visible portion of the pony. Like, because I don't know where these fades are going to be. I don't see me being able to put anything else in Lyra here. Other than potentially just that little eye back and forth. That should work. Make sure her jiggles are behaving. Butt jiggle. No. That's cheek jiggle. That's fine anyway. Same thing. Butt jiggle. Hair. Oops. Making sure that none of them are glitching out. So, how does it work for motion? Okay. The hair. Right here. Doesn't really bounce right. Probably just need this one. Nope, just this one. Yes. Yeah, it's a little better. Now I'm going to save space. I'm going to delete that one, delete this one. Anything that's not needed I can get rid of now. So for this, I don't need Lyra before this point, or after this point. I love making things green. It's like, it's getting closer to done. Oops. Thanks. Colorization and moods. Yeah. It's, to me, colorization is, I usually do it based on just colorization. No, I don't play around with that too much. The use of lighting can change mood. I like doing that. Like I brought up before that, like in when you're trying to make somebody look sinister, that you'll want to usually have low lights, so ones that come from below. For instance, like I think with this one I did, yes, for this one I had a low light that came up, though this one her mouth was a little bit low, so it was more of a front shot. I'm trying to think of where the name the other one, like this one again, you can see there's light coming up from underneath. I'm trying to, what was the name? What did I name the chrysalis one? There it is. Here's another one. So light came up from below, and I couldn't even remember what I did. I just know that that was a sinister shot, so I know what I would do. And what I think works out well for that is that usually a shot from below, when you have like a nose and the chin in the way, creates darkness around the eyes, which kind of makes somebody seem mysterious and hard to see and hard to read. One of the famous movies that I actually just learned about a little bit ago that used this in a time where it was considered to be not a thing to do was The Godfather, and this actually was lit in such a way that it always created a dark around his eyes, which is like taboo. Like you want to have visible eyes, but they chose not to, and it's actually one of the most iconic parts of the character is that darkness over the eyes. So you can use light to really portray a lot in a character. But in terms of like lighting, the way I see it is kind of like that orange, like it used in here. So not like a reddish orange, but like a yellowish orange. This one usually is a calming and inspiring feeling, kind of like a hearth, like fire. I forgot what they called it in movies. They called it the golden hour, when this, I think it was, when the sun's at a low on the horizon, because it creates those nice warm harsh like shadow or light for your scenes. Blue usually to me is just too I don't know, it's like it makes you feel on edge, like and I can understand that's kind of the human brain works there. Red's more relaxing and blue's more of that energetic, because that's what during the day, blue skies, whatever. I can't remember the science behind it, but I don't like using blues too much unless it's night. For that reason. I'm doing well. How are you? But otherwise, it's hard to say because usually the coloration is based on like, is it day, is it night? That's where I'd play with the colors more. It's how you utilize those lights and how you light a character that can matter a lot. So like in here, the same thing in here I've done with the lights, is these are like innocent bystanders, so I was keeping them well lit, well visible. But then anytime I had crackle, a lot of it was a lower light that was coming from below for that sinister look. So if I did rims, I still wanted to make sure it looked like there was a dark edge on it. It's just a hobby. Should I have... Oh yeah, I think her ears are... Is it Cheer Ali? No, whatever. Actually, person doesn't make any sense. There. Name doesn't matter now. Because I want to probably... Oops. Actually, she was already enabled. That means I can get to her ears. Oh, with an I. Okay, that's what it is. I like teacher horse. I'll just teach your horse. But no, if you want, there's a lot of information out there in regarding cinematography and all that. But the one thing I recommend you probably don't do is like, don't look up like how to light a scene or things like that. It's because a lot of those things are going to give you information that's as general as possible, but it's it's very specific situations cover different things, or breaking of the mold, like with the Godfather, where the with how they lit the characters was not traditional and would be frowned upon, but by doing such it enhanced things. So by breaking the rules, they made it better. So it's but a lot of those places are going to basically say this is this is what you would do, but it's not always right. That's always one of the reasons that I kind of hate when I try to show people how I do certain things, because I don't want people thinking that that's just the way you do things. No, it's just the way I taught myself how to do it. It doesn't mean it's the right way even to do it. So I've always linked this, but I'm going to link it again because we always get new people. And it is Flooby. I highly recommend reading through this if you haven't, and if you have, read it again because it's awesome. That covers the way they utilized lighting and the cinematography of the Incredibles movie, and it is very, very detailed. Goes over a lot of these different shots, what they are, what the kind of shots they're called, and it's super, super awesome, and it is super long, as you can tell. It just keeps going and going and going and going. And if I remember right, then this comment section, there is more to it at the end. So definitely check this out if you can. Oh, Maya? Yeah, no, I won't use it. The only reason I won't touch it is because it'd be a whole nother software to learn, and you'd be looking at hugely longer render times, and I would lose my resources. The reason that I like SFM right now is because the library is huge. I can get them easily from a large group that keeps making new ones, bring it in with easy color change and everything for the things that I know how to do. If I were to jump to that, it would take this huge relearning curve, and doesn't interest me for doing that. I like making videos, and I'm not looking to enhance or to try to push it any further than where it is. So no, I don't plan on using Maya or any of that stuff. If the closest I would do in terms of a software change is if Source 2 comes out. That's about the most I'm gonna do. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think she's not even yeah, she's not even in focus. I was thinking about lighting the eyes different, but I'm just going to rely on post for that. So I think that should be it for this. Yeah. Let's go to name. No, the reason I like SFM is that the fact that it's easy to learn, has a lot of potential, and the fact that it's built for a slightly cartoonish look, and I think that fits Pony better. That's a personal thing. Yeah, I might not have the ability to mold the models in certain ways and whatever, but having a render time that at the absolute worst case is about 1.5 to 2 minutes a frame, considering that there's some that just for pictures of large environments, just the picture, one frame alone, could take 17, 18 hours, depending on, because I like to go big, and I don't want to have situations where if I want to render a video, I have to start my supercomputer running it for the next month and a half just to get a 10-second short done. No. I like making videos, and that's not going to be what I would have to put way more resources into what I'm doing than I am now. How do you get rid of an item from your entire thing after you're done using it? Is possible, or do you have to hide it out of shot after you're done with it? I think I know what you mean. So you're saying, is there a way after something has left the visible camera area and doesn't plan to return to have it be gone from memory and everything? Hello, Surya. In that regard, no, not within the same shot. Like, if it's attached to the map itself, zero way. It's always going to be running in the background. That's why I tend not to use pre-made maps, because a pre-made map is a lot more efficient than having all the same thing built with models within the engine. But you're still processing a lot of background stuff. But you can break shots up too. Like, so that's what, like, going from this shot to this shot, I don't have all the same models in there. I got rid of the ones I don't have to worry about. You can, if a shot is very, very intensive, you can, like, literally, like, at some point break it in two, and have it where one has some of the models that are for the first part, and the other one has models for the other part. If it gets too intensive, I've had to do that kind of before, and I think the one that I remember of that had a lot of problems with it was Nutrifin, if I remember right, because he did memories, which was all a single shot with a lot of stuff. And there are methods to, like, I always saw this as being able to kick things out of memory, this screen, but I have found I haven't put the time in to prove whether or not that is a thing. Like, if I have a crap load of models running at the first half, and then I have all these end halfway through, and the shot keeps going, and they're out of frame, does it improve performance? I have not seen any improved performance within the same shot in this screen, but it might work that way on render. To get there is just double clicking a shot and going in here, and then this to go back. But I keep forgetting to put the time into actually looking into that and seeing if that is a thing, because otherwise I don't know what the purpose is otherwise of that, other than being an annoyance, because it can prevent a model, or it can make a model freeze and unable to act, like it's muted within that any time frame it's not active. But normally, if you have a shot that long, you probably have ways to break it up in some way or another. I usually go through, and actually I forgot to do it here, just to save memory space, because like in these, so I know that this part, nothing's gonna have, I can't see this part, it's only gonna be after this point, and they both have their jiggles locked. That's important too, so that their jiggles won't be affected by this. I'll hit out right here so that the animation is locked up to this point, and then I will do from this point in to make sure that everything is locked to that point. So the only thing that's animated in this shot is what I need. This is the last thing I do, because if I have to rearrange camera times or whatever, I really destroy my abilities in those shots. And some of them I will keep going if depending on the shot. Like if it's a fade or something, I want to make sure it keeps that info. But in this case, I don't care. And you can really reduce your save file size, and in doing so, your load times, your autosave times are all reduced. I've dropped like 80 megabytes off a file before by doing this. Is there a way to remerge the shots that are split? You can. I mean, you can go here and say merge clips, but it's not going to like take the animation from one and merge it into the other, because how does it know what models go with what? Like if I do something to the Lyra model in here that's different from this one, but say I renamed that or made it a different Lyra model, how does it know that those two are connected? Normally it's actually pretty smart in regards, but what it normally will do is just take everything from, I think, the first shot and just extend that shot out. It's not really merging them that well. The best way you're going to do that for merging shots back together is just to take the animation from this one and copy it into the other one. So if you're not sure whether or not to break up a shot, don't until you know for sure. Okay, you can show how to remove models that you don't want to use so that it doesn't cause SFM to crash. Remove models that you don't want to use. I mean, you can just delete them, but like this one, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm not using this one, so but I don't know if I quite get the question, because the only way to really get rid of them is to just straight up delete them. So if you're talking about clearing memory like this, I don't know. There's no way to do it in like here that I know of. Yeah, so if there's a way to reset memory, it'd be great, but that also worries me too. So oh, those models. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay. So what you're saying is, how do I remove models from being indexed by the software? So that would be when you click here and you go to load new model. It's just going to start loading all the models that it's going to start indexing all the models that you have, building a giant library of it, but it only has so many library addresses it can store before the software will crash. You actually can see down here as this is going, it's also just constantly eating more and more memory. So I normally try not to open this unless I need to. But in this case right now, this is only adding index spacing. So it's not eating that much memory. I mean, and it's probably going to eat up like half a megabyte for all the indexing. But it only has so long of an address space. So for you who download hundreds of thousands of models, the software won't be able to even address all those, and it will crash once it gets that its max amount. It'll have an overflow, and the software will close. So in terms of reducing by closing off access to other models that you from other games that you have stuff for, you're not really saving memory. You're saving your ability to have other models or having access to them. Look in here, it's still going up. This is where you're going to increase memory, is by clicking any of these. So as soon as I click one of these, you can see a big jump, another jump. It's jumping up and then back down because it's kicking parts of it out of memory again. But these pony models have a lot of polygons, so they jump up their memory quite a bit. So the main thing is, if you do want to keep your memory down, don't preview a lot of models. That's one thing. But otherwise, in terms of getting rid of your games, I recommend that when you download models, it's a little too late for me. I would recommend not putting everything in your user mod. I would actually recommend putting it into a separate folder. Like, so this is within, if you consider this your user mod, if you go back one folder to your game, I would actually recommend making a folder called like Pony or something, and put everything in the Pony folder that you would consider to be something that fits under that type of category. So all the Pony models. And so the reason I recommend this is because, say like something happens where you have to reinstall SFM, it's really hard to keep everything that you had from user mod, but it's really easy to keep everything that you had separated into these folders. And the only difference between having it in your user mod and this is that you have to go in user mod to this little file called game info, and you would just add a thing here. So I could just go in here and say game Pony. Voila, folder added. That's all it is. So here I have a couple things commented out, meaning that it ignores this whole line. So Pirates, Vikings and Kings, Blade Symphony, Day of Defeat, Black Mesa, and Dino D-Day. I have those disabled because I don't really need anything from them right now, and to keep my library down. If I were to turn all those on, my SFM would crash immediately after opening my model screen, or once it loaded the whole library anyway. So that's why I have those off. Like Mega Pack had thousands of models, so that's why I have that separated. But yeah, it's too late for me to put everything into a separate folder now and to try to figure out how to put them into there. So the one thing I would recommend is that anytime you make a change to this file, your game info file, in any way, make a copy of it and place it elsewhere. Because if you do a verify game integrity and on Steam for a problem, one thing that it will check is the game info file. Is that correct? No, it will overwrite it. Or if there's an update to the program, it will almost always overwrite your game info as well. So you lose out on all those directories. And the important thing with this is that the order matters. So it's going to load from the top. Yeah, it should load from the top down, meaning that the top ones get priority and are loaded first, while the other ones, it checks is like, does this already exist? Yes, then don't load it. Does this one already exist? Yes, then don't load it. So it tries to only put on unique things, and it can start causing clashing issues if they're out of order. So that's why on my desktop I have a gameinfo.txt that I keep it nice and visible and easy to get to in case I always have problems. And this is exactly the same file that I have open. So if I ever need to, I can just go bam bam, put it in, and I have it fixed again. It was a lot bigger of an issue when SFM was updating every couple months, because when suddenly you get home and you go to work on something, and then nothing is accessible, and you're like, oh, what? And yep, they did an update and you lost their game info, so you got to rewrite it again. I hate having busy desktops. So, I mean, even this, I mean, I probably should get rid of this, and then this, I think. I can probably, I'm gonna move that. I try to keep everything out in other folders. I'm gonna make another folder here. No, the way I organize everything is that I keep usually a lot of the tools I use accessible right here, so that they're easy to jump to. But I could really just keep tools, things that I use for animating, programs that I want to have easy access to and not have to search for. Otherwise, Steam right here, I usually pin kind of when I'm playing more, so actually I should probably pin some of that, that I play more. I'll pin the stuff I'm playing or using a lot here, so that's easy accessible. A lot of the programs, I always keep folder accessible here because you can easily go to Windows Explorer and get to any folder from here. Browser, that's obvious. And then I have all my chats that are locked at the bottom of my other monitor. I use a program called Display Fusion. This program. And Display Fusion comes out of Steam. I got it on a sale for like $5, and it allows me separate, for Windows 7, separate taskbars for each monitor that run independently, and but have the same functionality. So, yeah, I keep a collection of stupid pictures, but I don't like having a busy desktop. I'd rather almost everything I need to get to, I can click the folder here, and I have a couple of my favorites here. So my SFM user mod and my Pony one. Most of the stuff is easily accessible within a couple folder clicks. I don't need a direct link on my desktop. I'd rather have a nice clean desktop that is always just sitting nice and open. That's just a personal thing, though. I know plenty of people. I had a professor at the college. I think it was like a spherical astronomy I think I had, and he had a computer's desktop that was so riddled with icons that he was trying to figure out where his presentation was for the day, and he's sitting there just shifting them all over. No grid. This is, I think, before grids were a big thing. And he was just shifting them all over the place, and he was trying to figure out where it was. It looked like his wallpaper was just files, and that was a horrendous looking system. And I need to have everything nice and organized, and I want everything accessible within just a couple of clicks. So if I want to go to my Pony SFM folder, bam, bam, in a minute. So, but my job right now is doing documentation work, which a lot of it is folder structure stuff. So that's just my thing. Yeah, trust me, it was looking at that desktop bothered the crap out of me. Or I had one instructor. I can't do it here because I don't want to unlock it and break things. He had his taskbar on the left side, and it went from about here. It took up about a third of his monitor, and all of it was just full of open programs. And he was scrolling through there, and he'd click one and then look over, and he'd be like, "Was this no?" And he'd go to the next one. Oh my god! Oh my god! And the worst part was he was like my computer science teacher, so this guy doesn't even know how to use a computer, and it doesn't give you much hope for humanity. It was so bad. I mean, just imagine like having it like this of your screen at all times. I can understand if you work with documents a lot, that really a document only takes up about half the screen anyway. It's actually one of the reasons like that I like having the monitors like I do, because I can like this one, I can grab it and then turn it, so then you can just have a nice like widescreen. I like being able to do stuff like that. I have had to use it before. I have big arms on my monitors, but I've had to use it before. I think it was in the Fallout video, Leaving the Stable. It was so... I had so much stuff to keyframe on After Effects for an audio bit that I had to turn my monitor sideways and have it vertical to get access to all of it. Have you ever heard of Fences for Windows? It's actually, I think, made by the same... Is it made by Display Fusion? If you've never got it, they actually have it on Steam now. I don't know how to spell Fences. And it's not going to come up. Yeah. I know it's... Oh, maybe because I have no connection. Whatever. But what Fences is it allows you to organize your desktop different. Windows 10 works too. Stardock, that's who does it. So it allows you to, you can just see it right here. You can create little sections, which is pretty nifty. I used to have it when I used my desktop more for stuff. So you can have little groups of files on the side that make it at least feel more organized. Yeah, so you can see like this. I used to have it. It's pretty nifty. Oh, and you can close them. That's what I forgot. You can double click them and actually get them to crunch up and stay closed. So then they can, you don't have to look at all of them all the time. Yeah, I have 0 friends, yes. Why does this camera have a sudden jump? It's gotta be position. Okay, this bugs me. I really can't move it from this either. Because I'm gonna have to though. So I need to keep this moving a little bit from where it was, and because my fading might be different in post. So I'm gonna have to figure out where to move this, which isn't that bad. It's just making the lines look the same. Oops. Okay, so backwards for blue. How am I gonna get red? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can. Normally this is a little easier to find the sweet spot for. Because if you can get the lines to look like they're just continuing on forward, you can usually kind of go with that and be good. Alright. So this is, I'm trying to figure out where my red is. If I get my red right, then I can just fight with the rest. Maybe it doesn't exist. Oh, I guess I'm just going to have to guess because it's not... I'm not finding it. Okay, so... Okay, so it looks like I'm going too high. Okay. Too low. Let me do this. Oh wait, I'll be like this. Good enough. Actually, no, it's not. Too fast. That's better. There. At least that's doable. This is very standard. I need some extra motion for her. I was thinking of having her like slowly backing up, but that's not gonna work with the camera moving like it is. It's just gonna be misinterpreted. Okay, that should work better.
Lean
That works. So there, I was trying to figure out what I wanted. So I did a rough bit moving just one bone to figure out the timing, and then once I had the timing, I'll put more detail into it. Oh, there's a jiggle bone in the butt, and I don't have it locked. So every time I start a shot, the jiggles are trying to figure out how to interpret the motion as it started from there. And normally it wiggles because it just feels, it's like when you jump in shot, it's like being slapped. So there's usually just kind of a start. The hair does it. You can see the tail does it usually too. Yeah, there. So anytime you jump to a previous shot, it's still thinking the information from here, but suddenly now it's at a different spot. And so it's like, just jumps to get there. It won't be like that in final. I will bake them so that they're locked in place. Okay. Because of the step back, I'm going to have it at least, like the tail's too close to not give at least some motion to, so I am going to be stuck adding at least a little bit to it here. Nope, actually that was probably the wrong direction, because it's already going to be moving that way for this motion. Okay, from here on I'm probably going to need access to the other bones. So this is where I would go and bake procedural bones. Now, she probably still will have an ass wiggle. Oh, nope, it's gone. So, that's where you get the left and right butt. I don't want it at all, because I just don't see a point in it unless you're... I've had to use the butt bone for... was like having Dash in a chair so that it left less air room for having it be bony when trying to sit otherwise. For windy shots, it'd be really nice if there's really, really strong wind, but normally I just don't see a need in it. It just seems a little bit too weird. Cheeks are another thing. I don't want that at all. Ear tips. Ears will be done. I have a little bit done with them, but we'll worry about that later. The only thing I really wanted to read the hair here is on. Let's see here. There's this one. This one. I want to have them lag a little bit more behind here. It's minor, but I feel it adds a little bit. Even then, this probably not going to be visible, but whatever. Okay, now to put the ears down. Not sure where I want to have them go down, so I'm just going to pick a point like this and do it from there. Hello. Not much, I guess. Yes, no butt wiggle, sorry. Hello, how are you doing? Mike, you're in England. Go have fun in England. Don't come on the stream. Go. It's like 1 AM too, so like... Go do England things, like say Cheerio and eat crumpets or something. Hello. I want to make sure from this angle that the ear actually looks like it went back, but not awkwardly. Because from this angle, I think awkward is going to be more what this is going to end up looking like. I can make it look legitimate from the front, but like here's a good back ear. But with the hair there, it just seems weird. But she's going to be blurred anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter. I think I want to have these just out a little bit more. Because I want to have it still be visible. I'd want to have them completely turned back, but they just turn on themselves weird. What's my current project? Stupid. This isn't going to be in the final, but you get things like this. Oh. So yeah, I was working through doing cleanup stuff so that I can finally get this one done. And actually, I think her head needs to be turned up more. Yeah, she's not really looking up. Oh no, she is. She just feels weird. Nah, I'm just gonna leave it as it was. I'm not gonna bother. God, she's gonna be out of focus, so I don't think it's gonna matter that much. No, it was just Ember's body with Crackle's head. It was just a joke thing from a previous stream. No, it's meant to be goofy. It's not serious in any way. The one thing I want to do here is that technically the eyelashes here show whether or not somebody is blinking. Like that. But from this angle you can see that the eyelashes don't move. So I'm just going to add a blink here. Past that, because she doesn't even start getting into the video until about here, but even then I don't know if it's needed to have much more detail than that. So I'll probably just leave it at that. I might bring down her ambient a little bit, but that's still tied with this one. Yeah, I think I need to bring it down just a tad. Well, I don't even have one for her. Which means... Ugh, I can't even bring the tone map scale down here. Oh, no, I can. I can. It's there, maybe? Yeah, it feels better balanced. I don't mind having her be fairly bright. Oh, actually, you know what? I got an easy way. I don't know if I want to do this, though. So I'm going to bring that brightness back up. Okay, should remember the order on this. Yeah, that's better. And after this video, I'm going to try to actually start using correct light namings instead of what I use. Using like key light and fill light and stuff like that. I'm not going to bother in this one though. If a parent from one relevant character to real life, who would it be? If you, my brain immediately went to that would be a horrible idea. The fact that such a thing would be a abomination in terms of science, it would probably be locked away for eternity. So probably none. But in general, I would probably still agree with none, just because I think that you're implying that they would immediately be a friend, but I think that the friends you have and the people that you can meet here are plenty. So. Yeah, this is actually Lindsay Sterling mixed with somebody, with Danny Rail and Andrew Hain. It's a different song. They actually mashed the two together, but it's definitely Lindsay Sterling for the one. Really, if you think about like our world compared to their world, you can't really say that ours is any or that theirs is any better. They already have corrupt evil powers that have the power within just an individual to bring down an entire country or the world. Here, at least, you usually have to have backing and power from other people. There, that would be super dangerous. That you have enough power contained within just specific individuals to completely destroy everything. Is that really that much safer? No, not really. Where two individuals are controlling some of the most required and needed aspects of everything, being the sun and the moon, it doesn't make it. No, that would be their world. To me, isn't any safer. I think that's just they live in just as much of a security or a safety theater as we do in that regard. Yeah, it does have magical talking poems, though, so I guess they got that going for them. I would say that, well, it actually the movie I think is what actually shows to me that the world that Equestria is based in is we are very much being cherry picking the best part of it. As soon as you leave Equestria, how bad of a place is a lot of those other areas. I think that if you were to say that you'd be dropped into that world, the chances are you'd probably be dropped outside of that area faster than you would be dropped anywhere near it. Yeah, but he has his nukes, but he doesn't have. But if he uses them, there are other people that have immensely more power than him that would completely wipe him out. There's not one person that has such ability where nobody else does. That's where, and plus he's doing it through the Kim Jong-un, his power comes through the power he has over his people, but it's still other people that empower him. So it's not like he himself built the nukes, can launch them and like throw them with his giant manly arms. No, that's where I'm saying that's kind of what would be scary in another place, where one person by themselves without the help of others could do that. Yes, explosive boobs. No, there's something. Usually, a fantasy world removes. You can create a backstory for it, but the only part that really makes any sense is from when the story starts and on, because there's usually so many other things that are just assumptions that are made that would probably in no way ever be possible to happen to make a world that exists at that moment. So, world's a complicated place. So, I like fantasy worlds staying fantasy. I really don't think I can do anything in this one. I think it is essentially done. One thing I kind of don't like about it is that his eyes are constantly cut off by the cloud here, but I really can't do anything about that. At least it's not very cut off, but it is cut off. But there's nothing else I can do on this one. There's nothing I can clean up. The camera's already in motion. I did actually forget some of these other shots I gotta do. Clean up too. Would I go there? No. If there's a no coming back thing, no, not at all. There's the phrase of the grass is greener, or the grass is always greener on the other side, and I'm content with the way life is right now, so why would I want to change it for something that has the potential for something better, but more than likely just has a bigger chance of being worse? Yeah, even somebody that is like depressed and angry at the world and would jump at that opportunity doesn't mean that they're going to be any better there. Usually the underlying issues that give them that have nothing to do with it. It's things that they have to figure out that are internal, and while having a positive atmosphere would be great, immediately giving a reset on everything is not going to be an instant solution to it. Okay, I got way more animation than I needed. What is... Oh, it's the clouds. Haha. Okay. These are going to be super easy because I really don't need to do anything in these. Like here, I have way more clouds moving than I actually need, so I can get rid of all these. If they're not in the shot, I can delete them. Make sure I don't delete anything else though. That I need. That I need. This is what I need to get rid of. Okay. Yeah, Equestria does exist. I can't remember. Where was it again? I remember it's in the middle of some country. Yeah, I can see Mike jumping out of a building for boobs. But even then, I don't even think if you in an infinite universe, you'd still have to. I still don't see anything resembling what ponies would be existing in that exact regards, because that would require some kind of magic, which doesn't. I'm not going to say that such thing couldn't be utilized in some way or another, because there's still lots we don't know about the world. But I'm not going to have high hopes in regards. But that in a universe as large as ours, there's probably some kind of sentient, living, intelligent species that is a roaming four-legged creature. So, but I don't even know why you even go there for any potential. You're not getting it. No horses for you. Almost circle the ones I keep. It'd be quicker to find those. This will help increase processing and decrease memory usage and increase my render speeds. So I always try to do a cleanup on my last pass-throughs. So these shots will now process quicker. And, well, actually my new graphics card should help in that too. But even this one, I could probably clean up some of the ones at the edge that aren't visible. Like here, there's all these ones that I'm not using because I chose to go a different route. So delete those. I'm gonna use this folder. That'll help that one. I start talking about pony portals and you guys go nuts talking, jeez. Yeah, and if we were to really come across a world like that, yeah, knowing humans, if it would be, how can we weaponize this? There's actually was it Stephen Hawking, I think, that originally said that, because if you think about how much we've learned as a species within the last 100 years, and what we would potentially know in the next 100 or 200, that if a species had a technology to travel within interstellar space to get to another planet, and to say to our planet, to even know we exist, which the chances of that would be so minuscule, even because all our radio waves only traveled like 80 light years from us, which is still hasn't even touched the nearest star, or barely has. That, and considering how we haven't heard anybody else, the chances that such a species with such immense knowledge would look at us as an equal in any way is immensely small. Instead, we'd probably looked at as minuscule and ants, and would be something that they could just utilize as the resources and then stomp out. Because why would they care about us? Why would they help us when to them we're primitive? That makes no sense. So, yeah, Stephen Hawking said that such a thing would not be something to be looked at in positive. So but I don't believe that we have ever been visited by aliens or anything. How would they know we're here? Like I said, light only travels so fast, so the fastest radio waves from our best telescopes would have only traveled out 70 or 80 years from now, or for now, and our galaxy is thousands of light years across. I don't know if we'd be considered primitive to equestrians. I think we would be considered technologically advanced, but I think because if you look at like Manhattan in the show, it's essentially what we are today. I think that they just have very traditional based areas that like to stick to comfort and cutesy. That's just the way of doing it. Plus, it's a show; they can write in whatever they want. Well, I guess I could have just shift-clicked this. I want to do that. And normally I don't get this many that are within the same group. Oh, I must have hit that middle thing. That's why I was selecting all of them. All of the base bones for these are in the middle. I don't think I did my check on this one. Oh, I didn't have anything in this one. This is all... Oh. Yeah, there's nothing moving. I think we'd be more, yeah, in terms of their society, yeah, we would be more advanced technologically, but it's very limited. We're not as united as of a species as they are there. I mean, obviously all the other species you're kind of divided, but as a country anyway. But I don't think they have as, in terms of weaponization, which is, I mean, as soon as if humans were able to run across there, the first thing that we would think of is how do we conquer them? So there'd be peace for very little amounts of time. Somebody would go crazy about how they were goes against their religion that such a thing exists or something. Yes, there's Rainbow Ducky. Okay, so there should be really nothing in this shot that I need to worry about either. Just in case, I'm just going to playhead it. This one I'm just going to call done too. Okay, more clouds. Okay. Which way are they going? That way. I'll keep those two on there. And get rid of this one. And probably this one. Like this made a difference. These are such short shots. Probably get away with not even having these in there, but I need to do continuity so well. Not sure how much I like the lighting on that, but I'll go with it. Don't care enough. This one's got a bit more in it. Oop, I didn't lock the clouds in this one either. I just love that part. Probably one of my favorite parts. Hello. We're doing cleanup. Does anybody else remember the cleanup song from Barney? It's a weird thing to ask, but that was my childhood. Is that song, yep, there's the song. The other one is, the ending song to Lamb Traps. Anybody remember that one? Songs of what's there in your head. Yes, the song that never ends. Mike's got it. There's another song from there. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's another one of those that you can't unhear. It goes in and on, my friend. That sounds a little bit too sexual, Mike. Oh, you ruined the song, Mike. Good job. Never actually set up the focus on these ones. Nice thing is now I can actually preview this whole sequence without having to it pause, because the timing can get messed up. Oh, that got selected wrong. So make sure all these are in focus. That's in focus. Focus, 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 focus. Okay. So the other ones were definitely not in focus. Spine's busted there, but who gives a shit? That is a very dark looking crackle. Are even these visible? Oh, they are. Okay. Well, then I must keep them. I'll probably get rid of even more than... Ooh, did I clean this up? I did not. Alright, good. See you later.
We broke our promises one too many times. When hope is a ghost, I'm just gonna sit here.
Okay, so this one's good.
I'm just gonna stay here for a while.
Getting there.
Need to catch my breath.
Okay, this is gonna be a little harder to figure out the clouds for. So they're all heading in. So as long as I get rid of, when it comes to these selections, I can do. Here we go. So we can grab everything here, here, here. Let's see if that works. I can probably grab these ones as well. Yep, that'll work. Because they're moving, some are going to go into frame, and I have to make sure I don't get rid of those. Well, I really don't see anything for me needed to do on this one either. Nothing wrong with fish and chips. Probably good fish and chips, though. Okay, this one's already in focus. There's already ponies on the ground. I really don't think I can do anything more here either. These are just ponies. You're supposed to leave right there, right? So I think this one's just going to be calling it good as is. And I'm okay with how it looks in terms of lighting and all. Okay, is there anything I can do? Because this one is pretty low frame right now compared to some of these others. What do I have in this shot? 4 pone, 3 light, camera, and a sky card. There's not, well, there's not much more I can do, but it's probably because there's just so much motion going on here, and that's why this is nuts. Okay, so there's no baked procedurals. That actually should help. Oh, just one of them. Okay. It's Cloud Chaser. Does she need any other animation? Not really. I think she's good as she is. a little bit of clipping in her ear. So when her ear is turning here, we'll just have it go down a bit. And then from here to here, we'll need audio for this. We'll just have it stay out a bit. And then this ear, since it's a really quick shot, I can just be really kind of sloppy with this. What did I do? It doesn't need a beard. I guess I get to trim this. It's been a while. Okay, so I think that's good in terms of... Oh, no, actually I'm going to add hair back. Guessing that there's another one on her jiggle that's hair 2. No, not hair 2. There it is. Okay, so it's just going to be hair 1 for this one. This is going to be pushed over a bit like this. And then have this one follow up a little bit later. All right, good enough. Sorry, I look at things and I'm like, oh, I can add detail here. Okay, good enough. Okay, see if that helps. No, still a little bit lower frame rate, but that's fine. There's a lot of ponies. No, I don't like, I've been trying to keep it shorter. I usually keep it like about half this length. I don't give it, I'm not getting rid of it or anything. I just keep some on. But I want to get rid of the thicker parts of it. You should cleanly shave, like no stubble, just like baby smooth. Let the skin feel the breeze. I used to keep my facial hair longer in the winter, but I worked on a dock a lot, and so I'd wear a turtleneck, and then I would keep my hair longer as long as I could, all the way down, and it would go right up to the turtleneck. So it would keep my face warm. If I shaved during that time, it would just feel like icicles because I wouldn't be used to it. But now I work inside all the time, so it's fine. I don't need it anymore. Okay, for one, her teeth back here are doing their glow thing, because I think I need to fix that. That's not an overarching thing on all models, though. So that's something specific to these ones. Nice thing is, if I do put these properties on to fix it, it's not going to affect it outside of this, or even if it changes in the other files. There. I'll get a little darker. There, that's good. I already did all the flexes and extra stuff on there, so that will be fine. This is a good one to get cleaned up. And I have a lot of things selected, though. I have to hit out slow or in, because I have to make sure I actually get the slider all the way to the end. And sometimes I hit it twice just to ensure I did. There's just some lingering bits, like you can kind of see over here. And each one of those little dots is a saved data point. I am just gotta get it clean. Okay, so this one's done. Wow, I wish every video would go this fast for cleanup. This one has absolutely no animation to it. This one does a little bit, but nothing of note. So I want to have her just like look up or something. Okay. I consider just that little motion being good for her. I can't bake a procedural if you're not in the shot. These ones. That's fine. This one, I can make him blink once. I'll put his head lower like he's trying to hide a bit more. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for the speed and amount of time I have. Killer ponies. Killer ponies are even cute. Okay, yeah, story about Michael. So we're playing, what was it? Buck Legacy. And he was visiting, and Michael's KO now. There, he says if the enemy is too cute, he would not attack it. And the boss that we ended up going to face was like the Blood Rose chick. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like some like trying to be sexualized own thing. And he's like, I can't hit it. And so we ended up having to say that his attacks were actually boops. Because it was the only way he would actually say that he was attacking. So he attacked it with boops. We'll call that good. Guess what next? So like I just happened to find these bottles and thought they were pretty neat. Yes, and I'm a brony. Is there anything in this shot I can get rid of? This is base, I can get rid of that one. Wait. Yeah, I can. Ugh. Ugh, no. Superpower boops are okay. Whoa. The legs got busted a little bit. Did I do something to do that? Yes, I did. Oh, I don't think I can delete this one. Yeah, I have to actually keep it there. Poop. At least not without having to do some rework, and I don't want to do rework, so blah. I saw that there was a advanced model, but I haven't really played with it or anything. I think I'm not gonna do anything more with this one either. It's good as it is. I could actually use some. It does come with eyebrows. Did I just get rid of them? So to figure out which emotion I want them to have, do I go with sad? Actually, that's not gonna work. It looks okay from like up here, but from the front it looks like crap. So let's try angry. I think that's the reason I had them hidden, is that it didn't really work from any angle I put them in. I'm thinking squeeze might actually work well here. If I can get it to work right. No. I think I might just stick with angry. Oh, she's not. Oh, she is swacking mid-air. Probably should fix that. Can't do it. Charlie is no Pegasus. She can fly. I wonder if I can just put this into the eyeball socket. Let's call it good. No, I don't think that would work. This angle is just tough because the eyebrows don't really work well from that angle. Maybe a partial. Yeah, I just might leave them as they were originally hidden, because I don't think they matter enough. This is such a short amount of time. Hey, what is that? A third of a second? It'd be cool if I could do some waterworks with it too, but Okay, close enough to the ground there. The joke through a lot of this is that anytime a kid is shown, that Shirley is running away from them. Better buy the barrels too, so she's happy. Yeah, I'm just gonna call that one good. Don't care. Oh, actually, I should clear that shot out if I hadn't already. I did. Yeah, this is good. Not much more I can do with Berry Punch there either. Okay, this I'm just going to manually do because it's not going to work otherwise. Where's your leg up? Berry's done. Added some stuff afterwards though. Yeah, it's not the ear twist, sorry. It's actually, they had it at work today. We almost didn't know about it, but they had a cider social hour or something where down at the cafeteria they had brought in spiced hot spice cider, not alcoholic. A whole bunch of different pastries. They had green apple slices with caramel marshmallows, hot tamales, I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff to throw on it, I guess, if you wanted. It's pretty neat. But it was pretty nice cider. We don't just wear socks for warmth, if that's what you're implying. We use socks for also for protection, keeping smells not outside of feet, as a barrier from our shoes to prevent it from getting blisters. We have a lot of reasons for socks, but the main reason ponies use them is because cute. I think it's the main thing. This is gonna be nice, but like here, just destroy the ears. I'd rather just do it myself. Okay, I think that should be good for her too. And she's in focus. Actually, a lot of these aren't. Yeah, I don't even have these in focus. This one's in focus. This one's in focus. This one is not. I can usually tell because it's still... Well, actually, this one doesn't have the weird values. But it should still be up on their face a little closer. Oh, no, we haven't got... Well, we've gotten snow here and there, but it's nothing that's stuck. It's all melted really quickly afterwards. So, no, we really haven't gotten any. That's fine. I can wait for snow for a little... Or that kind of... Well, if it popped up, I'm not going to cry about it, though. It's already dreary. All the trees have their leaves gone. It'd look a lot nicer out with some white on the ground. About that later. Okay. So otherwise, this one should be all done. There's no other bases or anything. Nope. So another one done. We're like 30 seconds in. Actually, no, think about it. I still have some extra coffee to go grab. Hold on a second. I don't want to waste it. I want coffee. Had it on the burner, I might as well drink it. Okay, getting that off. That is dragon. Okay, so this would be another pretty easy one. I just gotta get rid of some of these clouds. And actually, these clouds would be different. Alright, I'm not gonna be 100% sure what these are all hitting, so I'm gonna just be a little bit more conservative on what I get rid of. So spinning to the right, so everything this point forward can be gotten rid of. And everything up through here at least. Yeah, I can get rid of this one too. Okay. Hot, hot. That's everything. Oh, there's still this. I don't think I had this part selected. Alright, this one looked like the focal plane was off. No, it was on. It was... Okay, yeah, I know what I did. I'm gonna keep it like it is. I really can't get rid of any of the cyclones because I'm basically seeing all of it. And all the crackles and all the lights. Can't really get rid of anything. So it's just narrowing it down. Yeah, probably. I can't really help it with that model. It's gonna clip, but for a lot of the video, I've been trying to put the detail into the characters that aren't crackle. Anything crackle is just wings flap that's in mouth open. I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible. I want him to be kind of the joke, that being that he is so minimal. Okay. Just the bottom parts. Let's easier from the top. Okay, so I think starting here, I'll say ending here. Okay. Alright, there's definitely some stuff I can do here. For one, these do not have any of their jiggles locked. And I'm probably going to have to go through one at a time. It's the cape jiggle, that's for the CMC cape, none of that. This has a couple broken jiggles. I don't care about refining them, I just care about getting the brakes. So that's not actually broke. No. This is jagged, but it's not broke. So we're good on that. Oof. Ugh. Oh, that's all the butt. Alright, that makes that easier. Okay, so there is still some brakes. So these are when the jiggles kind of do these like reverse things. I don't want that. And usually they're just 2 frames. So just 1, 2, and you just do a quick round. It's a quick solution to the problem. This, since it's flat, make sure that's not causing a problem that is keeping for a while. Nope. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Just realized they're coming out of each other there. I don't even care. I'm just gonna let them stay. Okay, her tail. Well, yeah, I actually think that one's weird because I did some weird stuff with that one. I'll let that stay. Ooh, I better check ears. Sweetie, come back here. Sweetie, come back. Oh, like that, she's fine. Oof. Probably won't, but. Oop. Sometimes you just need to smooth out that butt. It's not visible until later parts, so it's not a really worry. Let's go around this. And around this bit. Yeah, I'll keep that. Maybe it'll be fine. Yeah, I think Dragon Quest was the first one he showed. He or she, I don't know. Does Crackle have a gender? I'm not even sure. If there is one, it's probably just implied. So this is a weird one because it's like I have to find the spot where it flattens. Sometimes these areas are awkward. Hard to explain. But there's so much broken in it that there's really no way of fixing it, and it's just better to start over. Like that one going boop. But I don't care about getting this refined or cleaned or perfect. I just care about making it not look like the hair is going and freaking out. Still a couple on this one I can see. Okay, those look good. So far, no major issues on these. No, the focus. No, the worst main is by far Fluttershy. The princesses don't actually have much issue with because none of them. The newer ones are jiggled, but they are very stiff when they're jiggled. They're not made to be super fluid. The more bouncy something is, the more it has to try to figure things out with drastic movement, and it just ends up causing problems. Really stiff movement usually can still follow with harsh movement pretty easily. Fluttershy is one that's made difficult because she has like 3 bones in her mane going down, but they're also made to be fairly bouncy, and so it ends up being that they'll instead just do like a full 180 and go into mohawk mode. I've never had a bit where I was trying to make it look good and had Fluttershy's mane behave. She's one that I swear I've had to manually do her mane every time. So yes, it was actually at a panel. Like somebody asked something about that, and both me and Adam, like at the same time, said Fluttershy's mane. Like it's just everybody knows it. I could even show you in a sec here. Let me finish up this shot, and then I can show you what I mean. Some of these I'm not sure if they break or not, so I'm watching the motion and seeing if I see any like 180s. So like here you can see the circle and then suddenly it does that. It's a full spin being all effed up. That's the telltale sign that you have a break. I'm actually surprised the flip doesn't cause more issues. Okay, that's good enough for that one. In terms of everything else in the scene altogether, I'm not gonna bother with anything else. I think I'm just gonna leave them as static shadows. So yeah, that'll be fine. No, this is what's a nice long shot? We'll go this one. Oops. So for today, we got just about half of it cleaned up, which is actually a lot faster than I thought I was going to. Why am I got it SFM? I'm because I have 7,000 something hours into it. You put enough time into something, you learn it. I'm gonna go with this one. It's the lower poly one. Okay. Put Fluttershy. Okay. So just sitting here should probably do something wonky. So you can kind of see even just sitting here, there's no motion, but her hair is already kind of wanting to move around. But let's add motion to her. You can already see her. I mean, ignore the tail. That was a copy paste error. But you just see her name. Like, look at it. Oh, okay. Ignore that. That's actually something I put in. Let's go to this part. Yeah, just look at her mane. It just does not. It does this constantly. Oops. So yeah. Fuck that. The main thing to remember with Remain is that here we go. There we go. It has, or you can get rid of it, so you just go to bake procedural bones. But it has these 4 bones all for her main here, and that's what causes the problem. But you can bake the bones and prevent that from being an issue, which is easy. But you can already see here that it's just a constant wonky every couple of seconds. Sometimes it won't even convert right. It ends up being all a manual thing. It is a lot of extra work, but Fluttershy is one, though, that if you do put the extra effort into the main and to make it look good, it makes her look better than a lot of the other models, because the extra motion with hair and a lot of the other physics stuff is what really puts the model alive, not just the facial work. And since she has so many options for all that motion, to have her wings that can move, the long flocks of hair, it's going to be that you can get some of the better quality on a model out of her than any other. So there is that. Her tail is annoying with all that stuff. I wouldn't even bother trying to do that. Trying to just keep her tail out of the shot, because it's built to be lay flat to the ground, but that makes it almost impossible to make it look to move realistically. And what's the body pillow I have? This is the one Surya got me at BronyCon. It's just it's not loot or anything. It's just dash. So yeah, it's a dashy, and then that side, and then there's just that one. So I also have a Epona one, but she's too far away to reach. There's a whole bunch of RD ones out there. This one's nice because it's not like weird. Some of them get weird. Anyways, so I think there's some people here that haven't seen what I'm actually working at in full, so I'm gonna play that full thing here. Also, I can make sure that all the cleanup is going well. So these first green ones should be final and work efficiently. Well, the others I can't guarantee it. Oh, and these are not going to be doing their fade right now because I have that off. Oh.
Lord Helmet, what? You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door! Knock next time! Yes, sir. Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good!
This is a different map for this part, so that's why it's like that. But I still love this part. I twitch. And no scope. I am not buying a scope docky. Unless it was like let's see if one exists. Oh no, one doesn't, sadly. No, like you can go in for like this. We get can we get that? The docky. And there's the train docky that I forgot his name from the conventions. The guy sells them. That sells a lot of dockies. He has one of a train. But yeah, this is just made to be a stupid video that went way too... It was supposed to be like 15 seconds and it turned into 75 seconds, so... Whatever. It's been nice to make something that's really stupid again. It's my favorite thing to make. Anyways, so it's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to be calling it a night. Memory's maxed anyway, so that comes in handy. So, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do Friday in terms of streaming. It's the day after Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the same time, or if instead of SFM, if I'm just going to do a game or something. I know I've been playing Destiny 2 with Surya, and I've been playing Borderlands 2 with some of the other local bronies, and so I might do that. There will be no Remembrance Part 2. If anything, Ashley H took that over, which I'm fine with. She's doing a great job with that. It's stupid, but it's stupid entertaining. That's what I'm trying to make it. I didn't mean it was stupid in terms of I'm doing a bad job on it, or I shouldn't have made it. No, I love that kind of. I love stupid. But yeah, otherwise I might do something different Friday in that regard. I have the Vive now, but I don't think I'm going to stream anything on that until I can figure out a way to potentially do talking on there. Because right now I don't have like a headset that I can wear with it, so. And I don't want to yell across the room for it, so. Anyways, whatever. I'll post more if I can figure out what to potentially do Friday, or put something out on Twitter as to what people might want to see. But I'll deal with that later. Otherwise, have a good Thanksgiving, because I won't see anybody till then. So, and if you're not in America, screw you. Thanksgiving, turkey holiday. Anyways, have a cat and get Kate by Sculp. No. Beginning of the on 118. What video is that? 118.16. Wow, that was a long time ago. Now I'm curious. Hi, Scope. Because I have a lot of videos I've started, but I don't plan to finish. Oh, I think I might know which one you're talking about. Is that the one with Ember? I have too many of these. Fact, it takes this long to go back. And how do you have a reference that far back? 118 16. Oh, well, or you mean 17? I'll see one for then. I'll see one for here too. Because I know that the one that was for Australia, which was started around that time. That's yeah. That's the Australia video. That one's done. That was actually put out this year. Wow, is that when I started this? I started that and then I put it on hold for a while. But yeah, that one is done. And it is published. So anyways. Oh, and you're talking about the FOE one. That one was canceled. That one I used the flip for something else, but then yeah, that one was put on hold indefinitely. There was too many other things that came up that I wanted to do. I do have an idea for another Fallout one that has been an idea for a long time and is still an idea, even though I haven't started it, which means it's probably a good idea to start it because I have enough motivation to. And it wants to be the next one I do after this current one. So that one's going to be Ministry Mayor based, not Little Pip. So, anyways, okay, whatever. Kick the cat back. Okay, I'm gonna go away. All right, bye bye.